An unthinkable secret hides in the skies where airships once reigned supreme. Imagine for a moment that you've never heard the name Hindenburg. Now imagine that its catastrophic end wasn't the reason airships vanished. The real story? It begins in 1897, over the quiet expanse of the Hudson Valley, New York. Witnesses described an enormous, glowing vessel with silent propulsion, defying gravity, defying logic. Airship enthusiast and journalist Theodore C. Winthrop penned his account in the May 1897 issue of the now-defunct New York Spectator. His detailed observations were buried in obscurity, censored deliberately. These colossal vessels, measuring over 800 feet in length, were more than mere metal and gas. Witnesses spoke of an unusual alloy, skeletal frames constructed from a blend of materials that modern metallurgy finds incomprehensible. An unyielding metal, dubbed Arium, by the eccentric inventor and metallurgist Benjamin Lamont, who claimed to have analyzed a fragment recovered mysteriously in 1912 near an enigmatic crash site in Roswell, New Mexico. Lamont's notes, hidden until unearthed in the attic of a forgotten library in Boise, Idaho, recorded its properties: weightless yet strong, impervious to corrosion, and with a luminescence that pulsed in rhythm with the very heartbeat of the earth. But who wanted this knowledge suppressed? The Aeronautical Division of the U.S. Signal Corps, a precursor to modern aviation authorities, seized Lamont's research. They feared the public grasping the truth of airships' mysterious origins and capabilities. The division systematically dismantled the narrative, labeling it as fantasy or mere coincidence. Now, let's shift to the shimmering lakes of Patagonia, Argentina, where in 1919, a local shepherd named Carlos Varone stumbled upon a wreckage, an airship, half submerged, as if resting from a long journey. The structure was riddled with symbols, unfamiliar glyphs that defied translation, glowing with a bluish hue. Despite the remote location, the Argentine military swiftly intervened, sealing off the area within days. Varone and his family vanished shortly thereafter, leaving behind only whispers of his discovery. The airships were not just engineering marvels. They were vessels of secrets, each designed with a propulsion system that modern science struggles to comprehend. Descriptions from the era speak of harmonic resonance drives, a concept that leverages sound waves to manipulate gravitational fields. These accounts, buried within the personal letters of Dr. Miriam Holst, a physicist who mysteriously disappeared in 1922, remained hidden until they surfaced during the estate sale of a deceased curator in Albany, New York. Yet, the question remains, why were these majestic vehicles silenced, their stories extinguished? The answer lies in an obscure conference, held in 1910 at a secluded villa in Lake Como, Italy. Dubbed the Silent Accord, it involved shadowy figures from emerging industrial and military powers. Documents recovered from a hidden vault in the basement of the villa outline a pact, an agreement to conceal the true nature and potential of airships, fearing their potential to disrupt burgeoning industries reliant on fossil fuels and terrestrial transport. Every year, pieces of the puzzle reemerge, only to be swiftly confiscated or dismissed. A map, dated 1903, showcased routes spanning the globe, connecting forgotten airship docking stations, like the immense steel mooring mast atop the Empire State Building, built with capabilities far beyond what was publicly acknowledged. It wasn't merely an architectural flourish. It was a gateway for the silent giants of the sky. The airships vanished not because they were obsolete, but because they were too advanced, a threat to those who would control the skies and the secrets they held. The Age of Airships was not just a chapter in history. It was a tale of suppression, a deliberate erasure from the pages of time. And as we dig deeper, the sky opens to reveal its lost truths, waiting to be uncovered. What if the very essence of airship construction defied earthly origins? Enter the year 1905, within the dense forests of Black Hills, South Dakota, where prospectors unearthed a cavern, its walls lined with massive metallic veins. The material, either copper nor gold, resonated with a strange hum. Geologist and researcher Dr. Amos Vandiver, who studied these formations, coined the term celestium. Vandiver's notes, only recently recovered from a family estate in Charleston, detail a metal that vibrated at frequencies beyond human hearing, suggesting an otherworldly source. But how did this celestium find its way into the construction of airships? The key lies in an operatic conspiracy, orchestrated in the heart of Europe. In 1914, the infamous Zeppelin factory in Friedrichshafen hosted clandestine gatherings involving not just engineers, but mystics and alchemists. One such figure was the enigmatic Heinrich Erlang, a self-proclaimed, etheric architect, who vanished from records after 1915. Erlang's blueprints, discovered in a hidden drawer of an antique desk auctioned in Nuremberg, detailed airship designs incorporating crystalline lattices that channeled the Earth's magnetic fields. Why would such groundbreaking advancements be buried? Enter the powerful American industrial syndicate, spearheaded by J.P. Morgan himself. Historical documents show that in 1908, Morgan convened a secret meeting in the subterranean depths of the Grand Central Terminal. The purpose? To forge a coalition that would monopolize and control the burgeoning energy industries. Airships, with their limitless potential, threatened to undermine these nascent empires, offering free movement unbound by rail or road. One of the most stunning revelations comes from the Giza Plateau, where in 1920, archaeologist Dr. Helen Ralston uncovered hieroglyphs within a newly discovered chamber beneath the Great Sphinx. These symbols depicted not gods, but airships, soaring above the pyramids. The discovery was promptly seized by the British Museum, the evidence locked away, labeled as an interpretative error. Ralston's career ended abruptly, her contributions erased from academic annals. The suppression wasn't confined to physical artifacts. In 1916, a New Orleans jazz musician named Louis, the Voice, Dupree claimed to have decoded the musical harmonics used to power these mammoth vessels. His compositions, recorded on wax cylinders, were seized by federal agents and deemed a threat to national security. Dupree himself disappeared under mysterious circumstances, his whereabouts still unknown. Yet the most chilling evidence surfaces from the untouched wilderness of the Siberian taiga. In 1911, Russian explorer Alexei Bogolubov reported an encounter with a colossal, hovering airship near Lake Baikal. His photographs, sent to the Russian Academy of Sciences, detail a leviathan beyond human engineering. However, the images were classified as state secrets and vanished amid the political turmoil of the Russian Revolution. Only now, recovered through private collections, do they hint at the grandeur and enigma of these airborne titans. The age of airships was not merely an era of mechanical flight, but a testament to humanity's flirtation with forces beyond our understanding. When the skies were cleared of these magnificent ships, it wasn't due to failure or fear of fire. It was a calculated act to retain power, to shroud truth in silence. The airship's disappearance marks a turning point, a historical crossroads where technology and mystery collided, only to be swallowed by the shadows of ambitious men and unyielding institutions. But the truth cannot remain buried forever. As we unearth these tales, the sky bears witness, and the winds whisper secrets long silenced. What more lies hidden, waiting to challenge our very understanding of history and technology? The age of airships may have vanished from sight, but its legacy lingers, etched in the clouds, waiting for those brave enough to look up and question. Picture an airship docking in the heart of a bustling metropolis, its silhouette casting an ethereal shadow over the skyline. Now, imagine that such a vision wasn't relegated to dreams but was an everyday reality meticulously erased from history's memory. In 1911, the Chicago Tribune reported an extraordinary event, an airship of unprecedented size docking atop the newly built Masonic Temple building. Eyewitness accounts describe it as a floating cathedral, adorned with shimmering panels that shifted colors with the angle of sunlight. However, the article was retracted, the Tribune's archives mysteriously purged of any mention. The airship's descent into obscurity is further complicated by records from the ancient city of Petra, Jordan. In 1918, archaeologists unearthed a colossal chamber beneath the treasury, its walls carved with reliefs of airships and celestial maps. The artifacts suggested a knowledge of aerodynamics millennia ahead of its time. Yet, shortly after the discovery, the site was sealed by the Ottoman authorities, the carvings dismissed as erosion patterns. Why the relentless suppression? The answer lies in the shadowy corridors of global finance. In 1906, under the radar of public scrutiny, the international banking cartel convened at a secretive retreat in the Swiss Alps. Their objective: a unified front to quash any technology that threatened their control over economic infrastructures. Airships, with their potential for free and limitless travel, posed a grave danger to the monopolies of oil and rail. Take, for instance, the extraordinary case of the Aurora incident. In 1897, residents of Aurora, Texas, claimed an airship crashed in their town. The debris, described as light as silk yet stronger than steel, contained inscriptions of an indecipherable language. The local judge, J.S. Proctor, documented the event, but soon after, a brigade of unknown men descended upon Aurora, confiscating the remains and silencing witnesses with threats and bribes. The incident was relegated to the realm of folklore, yet the truth lingers in Proctor's lost journals, recovered only recently from a hidden safe in his descendant's barn. There's more. In the dense jungles of the Amazon, a 1915 expedition led by Colonel Percy Fawcett recorded sightings of an immense airship navigating the canopy. Fawcett's sketches depict an organic design, resembling a living entity rather than a machine. His logs, smuggled out of Brazil by indigenous guides, speak of a civilization that harnessed the power of the sky, an understanding forcibly removed from human grasp by colonial powers. The airships were not just vehicles. They were vessels of innovation, employing technologies that defy our conventional understanding. Consider the mysterious vortex engines, a method described in the cryptic writings of Serbian inventor Nikola Tesla. In 1903, Tesla hinted at using atmospheric vortices to achieve lift and propulsion, a concept dismissed as madness but potentially the secret heart of these majestic leviathans. The silence surrounding airships is not an absence, but an echo of hidden truths. As we peel back the layers, the narrative unfolds, a tale of invention stifled by greed, knowledge buried by fear, and the human spirit yearning to reclaim the skies. Every artifact, every suppressed account, is a testament to a chapter of history that challenges the boundaries of belief and beckons those with the courage to unravel its mysteries. The age of airships may have been obscured, but the evidence remains, etched in stone, whispered in the wind, and recorded in the faded journals of those who dared to dream. The sky holds its secrets close, yet for those who seek, the revelations are there, waiting to lift the veil of suppression and rediscover the limitless horizon. Imagine standing beneath an enormous airship as it hovers soundlessly above, casting a shadow so vast it seems to eclipse the sun. This was the spectacle witnessed by thousands in Los Angeles in 1909. The Los Angeles Herald chronicled a massive airship, adorned with luminescent markings, gliding over the city. The next day, the article vanished, replaced by a mundane piece on weather patterns. The editor, Charles P. Meyer, was abruptly dismissed, his records sealed and his career tarnished by forces determined to keep the airship's existence a secret. Delve into the mysterious disappearance of these celestial giants, and one must confront the curious case of the black airship pilots. In 1913, the remote marshlands of Louisiana played host to a clandestine gathering of aviators, engineers, and spiritualists. These individuals, dubbed the pilots of the eclipse, claimed to communicate with entities beyond this world, channeling their knowledge to construct airships with unparalleled capabilities. Yet, within weeks of their meeting, a devastating fire ravaged the area, erasing all evidence of their work. Local folklore hints at a government-ordered cleansing, a theory supported by the sudden influx of federal agents in the aftermath. Not all traces of these magnificent vessels were destroyed. In 1920, a team of spelunkers exploring the caves beneath Mount Shasta, California, discovered a hidden chamber filled with intricate models of airships crafted from a translucent mineral. Geologist Dr. Samuel Hargrove later identified the mineral as luminite, a substance unknown to any earthly catalog. Hargrove's samples were promptly confiscated by authorities, his findings dismissed as hallucinations brought on by prolonged cave exposure. Across the globe, in the heart of the Himalayas, Tibetan monks preserve ancient scrolls detailing chariots of the wind. In 1917, explorer and scholar Dr. Mildred Cartwright was granted access to these sacred texts. Her translations unveiled blueprints for flying machines using etheric currents to navigate the skies, a technology echoed by the suppressed writings of Tesla. Cartwright's work was discredited, her manuscripts locked away in the British Library's restricted section, accessible only to those with the highest clearance. Even in the quiet corners of the English countryside, the truth struggles to break free. In 1914, a farmer in Wiltshire discovered a colossal stone circle, not unlike Stonehenge, with carvings depicting airships amidst celestial constellations. The site was swiftly covered by the Ministry of Defense, the evidence explained away as ancient Druidic rituals. But sketches and notes by the farmer, Thomas Whitfield, survived, passed down through generations, whispering of an ancient understanding of flight lost to the ages. The orchestrators behind this grand cover-up are not merely institutions, but a syndicate of industrial titans and political figures who sought to control the future by burying the past. The airships, with their promise of boundless energy and free exploration, threatened the emerging economic order. By erasing the airships from public consciousness, they secured their dominion over the earth-bound industries of coal, oil, and rail. Yet, as fragments of this lost era resurface, they challenge the narrative imposed upon us. The skies, once alive with leviathans of metal and mystery, urge us to remember, to question, to uncover the truth hidden in plain sight. The age of airships was not a flight of fancy, but a glimpse into a potential future stolen by those who feared its implications. In the quiet moments, when the wind carries a faint whisper, one might hear the echoes of these forgotten giants, inviting us to look beyond the horizon and reclaim the skies. The truth is out there, lingering just beyond reach, waiting for those bold enough to seek it. What if the disappearance of airships was not just a historical footnote, but a deliberate attempt to erase our understanding of an interdimensional convergence? Consider the enigmatic event of 1907 in the remote highlands of Scotland, near the village of Strathpeffer. Locals reported a massive, silent airship hovering above, emitting a low-frequency hum that reverberated through the earth itself. Witnesses described a sudden shift in the air, as if reality itself wavered. The ship vanished, but not before leaving behind a peculiar artifact, a crystal sphere pulsing with inner light, discovered by a shepherd named Angus MacLeod. His subsequent disappearance, along with the sphere, was no coincidence, an orchestrated silence enforced by agents of the Crown. The implications of such phenomena extend beyond mere mechanical flight. In 1916, an amateur astronomer, Elsie Clarington, recorded a series of celestial anomalies over the Mojave Desert. Her notes, which mysteriously vanished from the public record, detailed airships aligning with cosmic events, suggesting a synchronization with astronomical cycles. Clarington's findings, preserved only through her private diaries, hint at a technology interlinked with the very fabric of the universe. The suppression of airship knowledge wasn't limited to Western powers. In the dense jungles of Cambodia, the 1920 expedition led by French archaeologist Pierre Lemoyne uncovered carvings at Angkor Wat depicting airships entwined with mythical serpents. The intricate designs suggested an understanding of magnetic propulsion far ahead of known science. Yet, as with previous discoveries, the artifacts were seized by colonial authorities, the site declared off-limits under the guise of preservation. But who truly benefits from keeping this knowledge hidden? In a twist of fate, a 1910 ledger discovered in an abandoned bank vault in Zurich reveals payments to key figures in both academia and media, orchestrated by the enigmatic Consortium of the Veil. This shadowy group, spanning continents and industries, actively manipulated public perception, ensuring airships remained a relic of imagination rather than innovation. Amidst the controlled narrative, pockets of resistance emerged. In 1918, a clandestine society known as the Aeronauts, operating out of an undisclosed location in the Appalachian Mountains, claimed to continue the legacy of airship technology. Their leader, known only as Orion, spoke of airships capable of harnessing planetary energies, free from earthly constraints. Despite their efforts, the group was dismantled by federal forces, their technology confiscated and hidden within the vaults of forgotten government facilities. The technological mysticism surrounding airships surpasses earthly confines. In 1912, a cryptic manuscript attributed to the enigmatic inventor Victor von Rothschild surfaced in Prague. It detailed quantum entanglement engines, a propulsion system utilizing the entanglement of particles across dimensions to achieve lift and speed. Von Rothschild's disappearance, coinciding with the manuscript's release, suggests a targeted erasure from history's pages. As we untangle these threads, one truth becomes clear: the age of airships was an era of possibilities, abruptly curtailed by forces seeking to monopolize power and knowledge. Yet, the echoes of these airborne titans persist, daring us to challenge the narratives imposed upon us. The sky, once a domain of boundless innovation, invites us to question, to uncover, and to rekindle the dreams of flight that were unjustly grounded. In this pursuit of truth, we must ask ourselves, what other secrets have been cast into oblivion? The airships may have vanished from our skies, but their legacy endures in the shadows, awaiting those with the vision to see beyond the veil. The journey to reclaim this lost history is fraught with obstacles, yet it promises revelations that could redefine our understanding of technology, history, and our place within the universe. What if the airship's disappearance was a prelude to a deeper, more cosmic conspiracy? The year was 1915, when a series of mysterious signals echoed from the Carpathian Mountains, detected by an obscure radio operator named Janos Kovacs. He recorded the signals on wax cylinders, capturing a sequence of rhythmic pulses eerily akin to the navigational systems used by airships. Kovacs believed these transmissions were not terrestrial in origin but linked to the airship's ethereal technology. His findings, however, were confiscated by agents of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and Kovacs was never heard from again. The suppression of these signals was not a mere act of censorship but a calculated maneuver to prevent public knowledge of a grander celestial connection. In 1913, the Vatican dispatched a secretive team of Jesuit scholars to the Atacama Desert in Chile. There, they discovered ancient petroglyphs illustrating airships interacting with stellar constellations, suggesting a synchronization between earthbound vessels and the cosmos. This revelation was deemed heretical, the site cordoned off and the artifacts hidden in the Vatican's secret archives. The veil of silence surrounding airships extends to the enigmatic Tunguska event of 1908. Russian scientist Dr. Ivan Petrovich claimed that the devastation was not caused by a meteor but by an airship explosion. His hypothesis was supported by the unusual metallic fragments he recovered, bearing markings consistent with airship design. Yet, as with countless other truths, these fragments were seized by the Tsar's secret police, and Petrovich was declared a national threat, his work buried beneath layers of state secrecy. The orchestration of these cover-ups points to a global cabal, the Council of Shadows, whose influence spanned continents. In 1911, an intercepted correspondence between its members revealed their intent to dominate emerging technologies by eliminating any threat posed by the airships. Their reach extended into financial empires, media, and scientific institutions, ensuring a unified front against the resurgence of airship technology. Yet, resistance flickered in the unlikeliest of places. On the windswept plains of Mongolia in 1920, a nomadic tribe known as the Sky People preserved oral traditions of airships as gifts from celestial ancestors. They spoke of sky stones, mystical artifacts that powered these vessels. Anthropologist Dr. Edith Sinclair, who lived with the tribe, documented these accounts, but her work was posthumously discredited, her findings locked away in a forgotten basement of the Smithsonian. The airship's legacy is not solely one of suppression but also of potential untapped. Hidden within the archives of a defunct Parisian library, a 1914 letter from inventor Gustave Régnier describes photonic sails, an innovation utilizing light particles to propel airships beyond the confines of gravity. Régnier's workshop, however, was mysteriously destroyed in a fire, his research lost to the flames. As we sift through the ashes of history, a pattern emerges. Airships were more than technological marvels. They were keys to a broader universe, a bridge between our world and the stars. Their disappearance was not an end but a pause in humanity's ascent toward understanding. The age of airships challenges us to look beyond what we are told, to seek the hidden truths that linger just out of reach. The skies, though now empty of these majestic behemoths, still whisper their secrets, urging us to reclaim what was lost. The truth lies not in the absence of airships, but in the enduring mystery of their suppression, a mystery that beckons the curious, the bold, and the persistent to uncover its secrets. In this journey to uncover the truth, the stakes are nothing less than our understanding of history and the future of human innovation. The airship's story is a reminder that what is hidden in the shadows may one day illuminate our path to the stars.